There he is. And I got a picture of him signing my cute meat bag. Look, he signed my meat bag, dog. I was like, hey, sorry, this line's capped. It was capped all day, every day. Giddy can attest. The other two that we were playing with, we were like, what weapons do you guys play? Straight up, we're like, oh, we've never played Monster Hunter Wilds before. I was like, oh, yeah, but like, what, you know, in the other games? They're like, oh, no, we haven't played Monster Hunter at all before. And I was sitting there like what? These dudes fought to get in a line which had a line cap, and then they waited 5 hours to play Monster Hunter Wilds. I figured it out. The hype for Wilds is just that big. Guys, I met GiddyFox at PAX. Oh no, I see him coming out of the demo area. I'm like, who is that? I see the logo GFG on a shirt and a blue shirt, and I'm like, this can't be him, right? I go over, I'm like, are you Giddy? He's like, yeah, how are you? You know, something like that. I'm like, it's me, Terra, it's Terrorizer. Dude, it's the most expensive demo I played too. I even live in Washington State, Chechu, and it was very expensive. But I feel like it was our duty to go there as content creators. I just think it's so funny. I happened to like catch him. I guess it was really cool. Was it worth it? I had a great time. I met a lot of cool people. I met GiddyFox. I met another creator. Okay, somebody recognized me out on the streets of Seattle. Okay, you know, let me start with Friday. I want to start with Friday. I got some pictures and stuff. First thing that happens when I get into the venue hall, I meet this couple wearing their own little custom puke garb. These right here for the flaps are cut footballs. They chopped up footballs and turned them into the pointy things of the hood. Yeah, and then they just got a red scarf. They got this pattern off of Etsy, and then these are shower caps. These are shower caps right here. Not even kidding, dude. The first thing that happened, I'm like, guys, I like my whole thing is like puke. So yeah, that was that, and then. This is me trying to figure out how to use a selfie stick. Obviously, you can see there's like a little light on it. I guess it connects via Bluetooth to your phone. I didn't really use it that much. That's okay. You know, you need to get one from them. They told me how to make it, at least. They told me how to make it. I want to get my own cosplay. Wifey and I standing in line before we almost got trampled. Actually, guys, okay, so Friday, this is what happens too, right? The first thing that happens Friday, and I wasn't expecting it either. She's like, I was like, okay, we really got to rush over to the booth because I think it's going to get full immediately. We start running as soon as they open the doors, right? Everybody was running. This woman right here, all right, my lovely lady, next time, yeah, definitely. Maybe we can both meet the wifeys, right, Giddy? So she's running faster than me. And I'm like, babe, I don't think we need to be running this fast. And then I just hurried along with her pace anyway. She knew how important it was for me. They cut the freaking line off. I was the last person in line and they capped it. First day. I'm not kidding me. I'm not kidding you. They were like, can you hold this sign for a second? I was like, you're damn right I can't. I was holding the line and being like, oh no, sorry, man. I was like, hey, sorry, this line's capped. It was capped all day, every day. Giddy can attest. He can attest. He's an expert witness. It was thanks to her. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I was like, we were in the front of the line for PAX to open the doors. She saved my life. She saved my life, dude. And people were coming up, and I was like, oh yeah, no, sorry. What guy worked there or something? And then, you know, it was like a 4 to 5 hour wait after that. But I just had to take a picture. It's a stupid picture. I just had to do it because I was like, you know what? I want this to be a core memory that I held the line cap side, dude. Yeah, you did make it to the yappening. Off in the distance, you'll see my Sacret picture too. I seen a hell diver on top of a Sacret for pictures and shit. Yeah, I saw this hell diver on top of the Sacret. I wish I could have gotten a better picture, but I couldn't get out of line. Well, actually, they did let people out of line for small things, but like... And then I met up with a Gemma cosplayer who I believe is a Capcom creator. Does anybody recognize her? Gemma cosplayer was walking all around, really cool. Or she might have been staff, actually. I don't know. A bunch of her tweets popped up. Oh, okay, that's Peaches? Okay, I didn't know. I just thought she looked good. And I was like, can I get a picture with you? I had no idea. I could have just... everybody loved her cosplay. It was really cool. A bunch of cosplay. She had an FF14 cosplay on Sunday, too. Oh, really? Yeah, this is us waiting still. I do the same pose in, like, every single picture, you'll notice. I found my one pose, guys, and this is it. This is Wifey on the Sacred. Really cool. They have like a light bow gun and stuff. They have like a handle for you to put your foot. Terra Wi-Fi, I mean. Oh, anyway, this is mine, but I didn't take this one, unfortunately. I think my wife has better pictures, but the person who took mine didn't like zoom in. I think my wife has better pictures. This is from somebody holding my phone, but I thought I had a stupid face. I tried to be stupid on purpose, right? So yeah, so there's that. Some other stuff. I just met with some other cosplayers. She's a fellow HoloLive fan. I thought it was really funny. Talked to her a bit about stuff after that. Some other cool Monster Hunter cosplay. I caught her looking off in a different direction, but she still actually somehow looks cool with the RYOZO armor. Really cool stuff. I'm going to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds after this. I just wanted to get through some photos and some stuff that I brought home from the convention, actually. Oh, yeah, I met a Ronnie. This, you know, completely... It's like separate from Monster Hunter. She had a whole hand for me to hold. She's like, here, hold on, hold my hand. So you can, you know what I mean? It was really cool. She busted out a whole extra puppet hand just for a picture. Yeah, I did play the game. I'm going to talk about it a little bit after this, Sam. And then a really cool Kieran cosplayer. I'm not sure what she was from, but I was like, can I get both your guys' pictures? Because they were friends. And then, look, the Sacred's in the back, too. It's like a nice spot to grab a picture with these two. Is that a meat on a bone fanny set? Yes. I will show you it here in a second, because there's something really cool about the meat on the bone. I did try Sword and Shield, Sam, but only a teeny bit. Oh, yeah, so this is the first ever person to recognize me. I was like, you know what? I should leave early today, because Friday was pretty bad. I was like, you know, I'm going to leave like 15 minutes early, 30 minutes early, and I did. I left at 7 in the morning, and I'm walking to the convention, and somebody's like, and I was like, hey, are you Tara? And I'm like, and so we walk to the convention center, we become friends all day long. And then later on in the day, I'm like, yeah, talking. I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? How are you? And he's just there to play Monster Hunter Wilds, too. No, you don't understand. And he said it was okay for me to say this. This guy is a 2 million subscriber YouTuber. I asked him later, I'm like, so what do you do? And he's like, oh, yeah, I do YouTube, too. And he shows me. I'm like, completely different genre. He does Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, actually. But he was just there to play Monster Hunter 2. Anyway, completely different stuff. But what was funny was he was just the coolest dude who was just there to play Monster Hunter 2. We hung out all day in lines on Saturday. Really awesome stuff. Okay, guys. Look at him in his prime. There he is with the icon. There's Giddy. That smile's way better than mine. Look at the pose. The only regret I have of the entire convention, because I caught him at kind of at a bad time. He was trying to do stuff with Capcom creator stuff. I didn't get a picture with him. You have lamb chops now? Okay, lamb chops are kind of baller. I don't know if I could pull them off myself. Yeah, a bunch of the Capcom creators met up. It was kind of a bad timing, so I let him get to it, you know, but really cool stuff. And then I think that might be it. Oh, yeah, and then I just got a picture with this L cosplayer from Death Note, just, you know, just because. Here's RYOZO coming out for a signing. Check this shit out. Watch this. Wop, wop. Here, watch over here. There he is. He didn't know where he was supposed to sit. They were setting this whole table up for him. Anyway, then I got a picture of him signing my cute meat bag. Look, he signed my meat bag, dog. Yeah, the RYOZO cosplay went pretty hard. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I got it here. And I have it in person. I'm gonna do a different hand camera in a second, too. Yeah, very cool stuff. But yeah. He was being so careful not to destroy my bag by like pressing on it. He was like so elegant. Dude, he knew the assignment. He understood. Anyway, so some really cool stuff. No, he was only doing one signing, and I thought that the Freedom Unite case wasn't a nice display piece, but I have the bag with me. And I just thought that this seemed better. I did. I just thought it seemed better. And then I met some other friends while we were waiting for the presentation. These are just random people, but we were all talking about Monster Hunter. Everybody was there. It was a cool time. We all sat in the crowd for the Capcom presentation. This is us. You can see me in the crowd on one of the bigger pictures. So it was a really fun time, but we all met. There's some Monster Hunter cosplayers up front who are also creators, I believe. I can't recognize them right now, but these two were really cool as well. And then they had puppet thingies on the fingers. I thought that was cute too. They had like finger puppets for Monster Hunter. Okay, now check this out. Handcam time. Handcam time. And then we're going to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. Whoa! Whoa! So, here's the Monster Hunter meat bag. Very, very cool. Very cool, I thought. So, meat bag signed by RYOZO. I figured this was better because it like makes like a nice display piece, maybe in the background or something, or I could put it in like a display. If you guys are curious, it's just TomTalk who makes these bags. They have an official collaboration. Small sling bags. There's not a whole lot you could fit in it. This one's smaller, but you can fit your phone and amongst like some other things in here. And then RYOZO also did signed art prints. So if you didn't have something to get signed, he would sign a print and you could do it on either side. I probably should have gotten this side, honestly, but honestly, it's fine on both. For doing the demo, we got the PAX Penny Arcade pin thingy for Monster Hunter Wilds. Look at it in all of its glory. Look at it shine my monitors. Look at how shiny it is. Oh my goodness. But we didn't get just this pin. All right, guys? We got two. We got something else. It's something that's going to blow your mind. All right? Anybody guess what it is? We got three. We got three. Okay, one of them was my wife's. I'm undecided. I'm not sure if I can or would, but I might do a giveaway for one of these. Just for people who couldn't make it, who want this like super collectible, only at PAX West 2024 pin. I like pins myself. I'm not like one of those PAX pin collectors, but I thought it was really awesome. You know, I got this as a present just for my wife, honestly, just to be like, it wasn't Monster Hunter related because they were sold out, but I got her this cool tunic pin. I thought this was cool. It was a kind of a hard setup for them, I think. Even some Capcom creators are kind of just like strangers to the staff, you know? And two, they did say it was kind of like a scuff version of the demo, but from what I could tell, everything at Gamescom was just done better, is what a lot of people said. Yeah, they don't know us. Of course they don't. There's, you know, Capcom's a huge company, and that's okay, right? Hey, Daytech, thank you. Oh, Daytech, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate that. Did we ever get a shout out to Snake Eyes? Yeah, we had 3 stations at PAX. And it was like nothing, man. The demo either ended when you beat Doshiguma, or when you died, or you took a whole 30 minutes. Somebody beat Ray Dow at the venue. It was so hype. It was so cool. I have the video of it somewhere, I think, maybe. Dude, I'm talking, this one girl got up and jumped on what I assume was her husband, like in the air, and he caught her, like, ah! Like, they were so happy with each other. It was so cool to see. There were so many people there that were just so excited for Wilds. It was absolutely awesome. Nemesis Tiger, thank you for the Twitch follow as well. Into Mutton Chops, highlight of yesterday's stream. Dude, I wanted to stream yesterday, but then I was tired. It was so sick. They gave that group 2 pins and stuff. Did they? Oh, okay, they better have. Man, every time I was playing the demo, right? Also, thank you for the Twitch Prime as well, Linbei. Thank you very much. So, first day, I played Greatsword and Sword and Shield. I wanted to stick to something very familiar with 2 weapons, and I wanted to feel how the game played, you know what I'm saying? So not the most exciting weapons, right, for a lot of people, but there are 14 weapons. I can't make everybody happy. I will make some people happy for day 2's weapons, though. But on day 1, we played Greatsword and Sword and Shield. The issue with the first demo that I played was that I think that it was me and my wife, and I think it was 2 other super insanely cracked players. Because we beat Doshiguma in like 15 minutes, I think, and the demo could last up to 30. it was really fast. We absolutely destroyed Doshiguma, and I was like, crap, I should have held back. It was that bad. Yes, I fought Ray Dao on the second day. I only played a little bit of Sword and Shield because I was just doing so well with Greatsword, and I was so enthralled that I kind of forgot to switch to Sword and Shield a whole lot. But Sword and Shield was like, how do I put it? Sword and Shield, instead of like super fast attacks like you see with Sword and Shield these days, it feels like, as you see in the trailer, it's kind of like how it looks, where like sidestepping and strafing is a main thing of it, but the attacks are very like ba 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 instead of like the fast advancing stuff. But Sword and Shield's basically the same, except for incorporating the focus mode into, you know, the uppercut, shield bash, and stuff. There's not really a whole ton I could say there. Greatsword, however, was exactly the same. It was just going to TCS all day long. The one thing that was cool, the counterattack for Greatsword to knock Doshiguma back, kept trying to land it. I couldn't land it. Yeah, nothing changes. The thing is with that counterattack, with the upward swing, you know, you press the button to do the upward swing, right? But you hold down triangle and circle to get a charged version, and that's like a charged upward swing that leads into the counter. The timing, I couldn't figure out. No, it wasn't the Power Clash. Power Clash is just if you block with a weapon. I did get a Power Clash, but on day 2 with a different weapon. I got a Power Clash against Ray Dao. So Greatsword, I can't say anything. It was the same. It was so similar, actually, that when Doshiguma went to go to sleep, I got a wake up TCS on the face. I did a TCS on the face. I went right up to it, Greatsword out. I turn around, and I'm like, okay, roll. Okay, slight turn. I started doing all the charge swings, and then boom, double damage on the head. Just like normal. Just like normal. Spacing is completely the same. So Witcher, you might like that. Focus mode. Yes, I did get a tenderizer, whatever we're calling it now. I don't remember. I did get that. Yeah. I main Sword and Shield Shadow Drake, although you won't see me play it all the time. In the demo that we played, hitting for TCS was about 100 damage to 110 damage. And when I did the wake up, it was 200. It was over 200. That's how I knew. I was like, okay, TCS is the same. I didn't really get a chance to understand the tackle and how effective it was getting through attacks. I think I may have gotten through one attack once, and then Doshiguma moved, and I just kind of missed with the TCS anyways. But it's basically the same. Greatsword is completely the same. It's completely the same, except for base world, basically, like it having no slinger burst, stuff like that. But it does have a new attack with the charge counter attack. Honestly, I thought that the TCS actually wasn't hitting very hard. I thought that it was actually kind of weak. And you want to know why? So day 2 happens. And I get up there, and I'm like, you know, I'm just going to choose when I get up there. I'm going to feel it. I was like, you know, I'm probably going to play dual blades. Anyway, I got up there, and then I was like, no, let's go Gunlance and Hunting Horn. I go up there, I pick Gunlance, Hunting Horn. I don't know. I just was like, you know what? I want to see what these weapons are like now, man. Something in me wanted to pick one of the harder weapons and stuff and all that. So, like, so Gunlance, I did not understand what the heck I was doing, except quick reload was still the same, and there was combos to go straight into quick reload, which I thought was unnecessary. I swear to God, that's how it worked, though. Otherwise, it did have, like, burst fire with shelling and stuff. Whenever you do see the sweep flame with the Gunlance, that is a full burst. That is unloading all of your shelling. Anytime you see that sweep, like in the trailer, that's a full burst. Different as in, oh no, Gunlance is busted. Broken. Because you can do Wyvern's Fire very often. And so for like Greatsword, I was hitting a little over 100 damage with the final hit of TCS, right? And then the beforehand hit, I didn't hit with it a lot, so I couldn't tell you actually. Maybe like 40, I'm not sure how much it would do. Gunlance, Wyvern's Fire was hitting like 4 times for like 62, 64 damage. So it was like 240 damage on a Wyvern's Fire. And you could do it pretty often. It was absolutely ridiculous. Mephiston, thank you for the Terra Social with the 5 months. Level Terra Knights. Actually, I need to change that shout out to the Terra Knights now. Gunlance is crazy. Absolutely broken. combos are completely different. It wasn't just like thrusting. If you actually kept mashing thrust, you would also get straight into, you get a sweep attack and then into like a short, not like a full like upward thrust stab, into Wyvern Stake though. And Wyvern Stake, they just seem to be doubling down on Wyvern Stake. They're like, Wyvern Stake this, Wyvern Stake that. It really is going to be about Wyvern Stake. And but with the combos, it was nice because you could literally just side hop by pressing shelling, hold left or right anytime you wanted, or to just move around and let the gun lance, like, you know, like we saw in the trailer, right? Where you're exploding with the gun lance and you're moving to the side, but it was really seamless how you could start doing combos and just reposition with gun lance. So they like made it all about the mobility with the gun lance, but they still gave it a counter with the shield, because the shield counter isn't actually a button press. It's just you pressing the shield button at the right time and you'll get an instant perfect block. And if you do that, you'll get the power clash with the monster in the right scenario, and that's how I got the power clash with the gun lance. Otherwise, it seems that every weapon that's going to be able to block, that's how you get a perfect guard. It looks like every weapon has a perfect guard. That's what we saw in so many of the trailers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play Charge Blade, unfortunately. I didn't get the time. I only got to play the demo twice. But basically, all I'm saying is, like, gun lance is, like, they changed the combo routes for the better. It feels like a completely brand new weapon while retaining some of the old things that made it awesome in, like, World and stuff. And the combo routes are different. And it feels like you're working with more than just decking. Zeus, thank you for the Twitch vault. It feels like you're working with more than just, like, slap lance full burst. Feel more like the weapon. Longsword being more longsword. Yes, I think that would definitely be true, because I saw my buddy play longsword and longsword looks crazy. Absolutely like broken. Yapperino Dorito. Yeah, we're full yap today. What's up, Chris? So weapon swapping, let's get onto that. Hunting horn, right? Hunting horn was my secondary weapon on my second playthrough of the demo. So I was playing gun lance a little bit, and then I was like, oh, that's right. I should have started with hunting horn, actually. I'm so dumb. So I hop off. Yeah, Giddy played switch axe. It was sick. Maybe that's enough said. I don't know. So hunting horn was really, really, really cool because it felt like normal hunting horn, but with world stuff. And the hunting horn that we got in the Wilds demo actually wasn't very useful. It had like fire resistance small, attack up small, sonic waves, which wasn't helpful at all for Doshigumo or Reidao, actually. It felt like the hunting horn they gave us for the demo, which is the base hunting horn for the game, was it was not a good showcase of hunting horn. Getting into hunting horn's buffs, though, it basically felt the same, except hunting horn just felt a teeny bit faster. And when it came to performance, it was pretty much the same, going forward, back, left, right, stuff like that, getting the buffs, letting them play out through the first melody. But then when you went into performance, or I'm sorry, Encore was really fast. And you know that thing that we saw in the demo where the hunter's playing a song and then he just does the, just like the little hit to the face real quick. And then he keeps playing. That's the Encore. It's stupidly fast. And it's stupidly fast. It's like, it's so insanely fast to get the double buffs. It's crazy. Also, this was pre-demo. I'm not sure if this is indicative of what's going to be available at launch or as we get into the future with the demo that they're going to surely release before we get the game. I got hit out of playing my notes, but I retained my melodies. Like, I didn't get punished for getting hit. And I think that it was on purpose. I was like, was this a glitch? Did I see this right? Am I gaslighting myself? It's really good. Yeah, so, like, I think that the idea there is I'm like, this has to be, like, for surezies because, like, oh, they confirmed that? Yeah, unless the buff activates. I feel like a lot of people would like Hunting Horn and actually try to do the songs in the middle of monster attacks, and I feel like it's actually for the better. Some may look at that as, like, a huge baby, like, buff or, like, to the Hunting Horn, or, like, maybe it dumbs it down. I really don't think so because it gives us a reason to actually not do the buffs. Like, oh guys, hold on, wait. We start the quest. Hold on, guys. Let me play all these songs and then let's go in. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it in the middle of the hunt unless I'm a super Giga Chad. Right? So it was really cool to see that that was a thing. I couldn't tell what happened, but I was like, oh crap, I just got back up. I started playing the song again. I got hit again. Didn't lose the melodies. I finally got back up. I was like, all right, you know what? If I retain all the melodies, I'm gonna queue up 3 songs right now, all at once. And then I did it all. We got a side smack, got a knockout on the monster. Encore plays again. Boom. The encore is really fast. You get a super fast attack out of the encore, but otherwise the actual performance, the biggest buff is really truly not losing your melodies. And so that means it's more fluid where you're playing in combat with the hunting horn or other weapons. It feels like where they're really trying to fix the wrongs of the clutch claws mechanics, whether you like it or hate it. That's not what I'm talking about here. When I say wrongs, I'm just saying that there was definitely disdain for the clutch claws and the wall bangings, interruptiveness to combat. And that was something that I want to talk about now as well. I need more time to play with it. We finished. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, when we were fighting on second day, Hunting Horn and Gunlance, that was versus Ray Dow. That was versus Ray Dow. Also, you can cheese the hell out of Ray Dow. Ray Dow did not feel like a huge threat with most of its attacks. Somebody please remind me. I'm going to yap about weapon swapping after Ray Dow, actually, because I want to go in order, kind of. So Ray Dow was like, didn't feel like a huge threat most of the time. It felt like you can kind of just beat it up, fight it. I did a lot of aerial attacks, but didn't stay in the air like a whole ton, at least for me when I was playing. You know, I did the thing where it would drag its wing along the ground with lightning and stuff. You can kind of just run out of it. Not really a big deal. Whatever. Yes, he nuked me. Yes, I got nuked. I fainted immediately. Yeah, you know, when it does the hyper beam railgun attack, it's extremely dangerous. Turn into Lev? I want to turn into Lev. Lev is an inspiration. Lev, the master yapper, the first level 50 in the Discord. Join the Discord. Yeah, so like, Ray Dow didn't really feel that strong, and this is what I mean. I was like, wow, this monster looks so intimidating in the trailers. And then I realized, I was like, oh, this is just another flying wyvern. We flash bombed that dude. We put down a pitfall trap. Me and this other dude set up 4 large barrel bombs. You know what I mean? We lured it over using luring pods. I did a wyvern's fire to its face. We absolutely broke. Oh, we destroyed it. And I kind of was like, man, I kind of actually hope that they buff Ray Dow. We didn't beat it though, because it was just me and one other dude. Praxix, thank you for the Twitch follow. Appreciate that. It was just me and this other dude fighting Ray Dow, and the other 2 were fighting Doshiguma. Because these other 2 in our party, it was a mess. We asked them, they're like, hey, are you guys down to go fight Ray Dow with us? Just like right at the start of the demo, because the people there that for the demo are trying to rush you through it, like really fast, like telling you like your goal is to hunt the Doshiguma, and then we were going to fight Ray Dow, and they're like, you're just wasting your time. You're not going to be able to beat the Doshiguma. And I'm like, they're like gaslighting you while you're trying to play. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time. I want to fight Ray Dow. So the other 2 that we were playing with, we were like, what weapons do you guys play? And they straight up were like, oh, we've never played Monster Hunter Wilds before. I was like, oh yeah, but like, what, you know, in the other games? They're like, oh no, we haven't played Monster Hunter at all before. And I was sitting there like, wait, what? And I wasn't trying to be like some kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like super high above them being. I was sitting there thinking like, no way. What's up, Kitty Pillar? I was sitting there thinking, I was not trying to gatekeep. Yes, yeah. I wasn't trying to be some expert gatekeep, whatever. But I was sitting there wondering, these dudes fought to get in a line which had a line cap, and you'd get yelled at if you hovered around the line cap entrance. And then they waited 5 hours to play Monster Hunter Wilds. And I was sitting there. No worries, Giddy. Have a good one. Looking to... No worries. I like saying goodbye to people. Okay, guys, give a big shout out to Giddy. It was really nice meeting you at the convention, Giddy. I was just like, why'd these guys wait in line for 5 hours? I thought it was, like, ridiculous. It wasn't, like, taking spots either. I was just like, wow, why are these guys so dedicated? And I got my answer, I think. I figured it out. The hype for Wilds is just that big. It's just that big. People who'd never played Monster Hunter before are finally like, you know what? I want to give this game a try. I want to go play the demo, even though they'd never played it before. I asked them, and they were like, this game, they were just like, we just heard a lot of good things about the series, and like, we're just here to play it. We're just so excited. Look at this cool setup. You know, this game looks absolutely awesome and stuff, and they didn't know anything. Oh, it is a good thing. It means Wilds is going to be even bigger than World. Yo, what's up? Gladys? What's up, Gladys? With the ingot and the crown? Please give me some background stuff, you guys. I love this. So, because that means more updates, more games, etc. Yeah, oh, yeah. So, like, having more people is a good thing. And sometimes having new players and opinions is good. Sometimes it can be detrimental. You know, we'll see. Ooh, whatever. Who cares? People who never played it were playing it. It was absolutely insane. And I think that I realized then that we couldn't beat the Doshiguma anyway, probably. So they fought the Doshiguma, and we went and fought right now. They're like, oh, if you two want to go fight that big lightning or they didn't even say wyvern. They said like lightning dragon or whatever, right? They're like, you guys can go do that. We'll fight the bear like normal. I was like, oh, cool, thanks, guys. So we just split up in 2 pairs, right? And me and this other dude, only the 2 of us, like we trapped Raydao, bombed its face. Wyvern's fire. Raydao gave me a railgun to the face. It was a great time. We lost the quest actually because the other guys, they just got their asses kicked to Doshiguma. Felt kind of bad actually. Felt bad. But on the other hand, the first day we beat the demo honestly too fast. So, you know, basically, right? No, Asmon was instrumental in helping boost it, Bucketeer, but it was even before Asmon picked it up, there was a huge movement, and I can attest to that because back in the early parts of the year, I made a Discord, and before that, there was a lot of hype for Monster Hunter World, and I can attest to it. I was there, and I was a part of it. Before Return to World even happened, we were having a huge resurgence at the end of last year. I can attest to it. Some of the OGs here can attest to it, too. The movement pushed Asmon onto it, and Asmon absolutely just, like, brought so much attention to Monster Hunter. That's what happens. Even, like, a bunch of, like, HoloLive VTubers started getting into it. It's not exactly hurting for popularity. No, it's not. World did a lot for the Monster Hunter series, though. And I can attest to that, too, because I've been playing Monster Hunter for, like, literally for, like, 20 years. So, you know. Yeah, I wonder how the Steam charts are doing right now. Witcher's killing the vibe, to be honest. What are you guys talking about? What? Witcher's fine. Weapon swapping on your Sacred. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of content creators and streamers out there are saying how seamless it is to switch to your weapon. And it is pretty seamless, except for the part where you have to stop yourself in the middle of combat, put your weapon away, call your Sacred over, wait for it to get to you, you hop on, then you switch to your other weapon, then you just jump back off anyways. So I don't exactly know if it feels seamless or if it feels like another interruption to the middle of combat. Yeah, it does feel a little gimmicky for how fast it was, and to have a second weapon at your disposal that can be brought to you by your mount. I think that it's a great thing overall. I still find it a little interrupting, which is okay. But the fact of the matter remains that in the middle of combat, you're gonna have to dip back and you're gonna have to like strafe around the monster and then just like get back in. You know what I mean? You do have to dip back out of combat. That is how it felt. You can't call them out with your weapon out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I might have just said that. I think you can actually. I don't know why I said that, Leviosa. You know, I'm not actually sure. I need to reconfirm. Did we see that in the demos? Anyways, it was the idea that you had to get on your mount to swap your weapon. I don't know if I like that. You know, I like it more if there was an animation where your mount runs up to you and you stand on the ground and you pull it out and then your mount dips. Kind of like any typical animation, like for setting down a bomb or setting down a trap. I think that would be better. Maybe. But I understand why they went for the option of you get on your mount and you keep running and then you swap and then you get to do another jumping attack. I get it. It does actually keep it fluid throughout the entire thing. Yeah, you have to mount for it. So I can't tell what would be better because mine is just an idea. And then one is just like the other thing, which we actually have in the game, which really isn't, it's an awesome thing. It's so awesome. I don't know. And I don't think you can, Christian. Whoever's doing the Hadoken, that one's kind of annoying actually. It's realistic to swap weapons mid-fight. Exactly. So it feels weird. Like you have to hop on it feels like a game design where like, it doesn't like make sense. It feels like something that's like dated actually that would get fixed later on. And so it's weird to have that as a new thing in a new game. And that's the main way to access your new weapon is you need to mount your Sacred. And your Sacred will also just autopilot and stuff if you don't move your Sacred yourself. So also a bit strange. Going to camp when the monster runs is more fluid, lol. It could be more fluid. Also, the map is really big. Yeah, let's talk about the map, actually. So in the demo, it's pretty simple. You get on your Sacred, and the people even literally tell you, don't move your Sacred. Your Sacred's going to move you to Doshiguma itself, which is like Raider Ride and other things, which I don't think I'm a fan of. I don't like autopilot in games. It feels kind of dumb. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, I can move my own character. You know what I mean? Like I'm playing a video game for a reason, you know? But I understand the option if you want to just like eat some more Doritos real quick while you're chasing the monster in real life, I guess. I don't know. Super sweaty gamer stuff. Not supposed to be used mid-combat. Well, no, but that is what they're... I feel like, yeah, Grays, you might have a point. I just feel like there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to use it mid-combat. You want to use it to get your light bowgun status ailment off. You want to use it to get your hunting horn buffs and then switch to your good weapon. You want to use it for a knockdown that you think is coming, maybe. And so I don't completely buy in that, like, it's not, you know... I feel like it goes either way. Yeah, the map is big. The demo was weird. It was a weird build of the game. It wasn't the game. It was not the game. It was just a weird demo that specifically catered for the audiences. Every armor had like the same armor rating. They had some different skills. You could customize your armor in the beginning to get the drip that you wanted. All the weapons had base damage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we did get like a greatsword TCS strike, like for a wake up. Yeah. Used between hunts. I think so too. That or chasing the monster and then you swap to it for the next phase of the fight. Yeah, that seems fine too. Either way, still really cool that we get two weapons. But yeah, otherwise, to wrap it up, I think Sword and Shield felt not too improved except for movement options. Greatsword is nearly almost exactly identical and felt very similar to base Greatsword in like Monster Hunter World. Getting a wake up TCS was also indicative of that, especially with the damage I was getting on normal TCS. We did get a mount with Greatsword, by the way. I forgot to mention that on Doshiguma. We got a mount with Greatsword. Mounts feel weird, actually, because you had like fast knife attack, slow knife attack, then you had weapon attack. Mount felt absolutely odd and very clanky. Clanky, is that a word? Ratchet and clanky. It felt very clunky, right? Where it's not just like stab, 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 right? The monster doesn't run towards walls and stuff and try to throw you off. It'll do stuff in the middle of areas, not just the walls, you know, right? Just because the world was so open. And eventually I did finally get the finisher weapon attack on it, but I didn't really understand what I was doing because every single weapon had like recovery to it. I mean, weapon attack, like knife attack, light attack, heavy attack on the knife, and then the weapon attack. They all had different recoveries and they were all slower. So it was an absolute just mind F as to I can't mash the button. Like you just can't mash the button. You can't do that anymore. You can with one attack, but even then it just doesn't feel the same. Mounts are like somehow completely different. But while retaining the essence of Monster Hunter World's cool mounts, where you're not stringing them up by their limbs, and you really do feel like you're riding the monster and trying to bring it down while barely keeping on. Mounts were cool. I don't know, Mephiston. I'm not sure. I think it's gonna I think, because I only got one mount, and I had 3 new attacks that I had to work with, because even the light attack wasn't exactly the same anymore. I had 3 new attacks to work with, so I didn't even get to fully understand why some would be beneficial. But I think the idea was that if you commit too long to a weapon attack that has like a slow recovery, or a heavy knife attack that has slower recovery, then the monster could maybe knock you off if you time it at like poorly. Whereas light attacks may eventually get the job done, but the monster may have knocked you off by the time your stamina's up, I think. Yes, I think that I think that mounts seem to be a lot more dynamic this time around, where they want you to think about what you're doing, or once you maybe get the monster knowledge down, you can determine what's the best route, especially with the different weapons that you have, I think. Elemental checks, I couldn't tell you, man. That's a bit too... I only played a demo. But, yeah, that was mounts. Otherwise, wrapping up everything, I think, that's the only thing I did. Radial menu was the same. I can't even speak on the movement. It felt like World, not exactly like Rise. I think that all the game mechanics have been fleshed out, but talking about how it felt was like definitely different, you know? The game didn't completely feel like World at all, but you could tell that it was a brand new Monster Hunter title that's fully realized, even though the demo is a little bit janky. When it finally polishes up and finally releases, I think that it's going to be an absolutely awesome time for anybody who's even played Monster Hunter for 20 years or for new players. I think that they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah, I felt more grounded, very grounded. Very grounded. Yes, Daytech. That's exactly right. It just felt very grounded. Heavy attacks. It felt like, you know, like meaty things that you needed to commit to or not commit to. You know, really cool stuff. What's up, Luca? Really good today. Thank you for asking. Mr. Sinister, thank you for the YouTube sub. So, wrapping up Gunlance. Gunlance felt like completely different for the better, especially having an actual shield counter now. And then burst fire or full burst felt good. It was kind of more about doing wyvern stakes a lot of the time. Shelling seemed to be more important for positioning or for getting that full burst out or whatever. I'm not sure, because it was like a normal shelling Gunlance that we had. And Gunlance felt extremely broken with the damage it did. I think they were just like, let's make this weapon shine, baby. And I think that they really did it right with Gunlance, from what I could tell. Hunting Horn was basically the same, except it just felt more polished than ever. A little bit faster. And then you don't get punished for not getting your melody buffs out. And Encore was extremely fast. But maybe at the cost of damage, because you do like a little attack and then you get your Encore like right away. So, which tells you that Hunting Horn is not going to be about playing the buffs at the start and then going into the hunt. You can literally just do that stuff in the middle of your hunt. The map itself, it felt like the Wildspire Waste or something like that. That's what the Windward Plains felt like, especially as we were playing in the barren, dusty area. But then it did go through the Clemency period, where it got like extremely dangerous when we were fighting Ray Dow and stuff. Couldn't really tell what was going to happen there or whatever. The demo wasn't very long, but the 2 times we played it, I think that's all of my general thoughts. I don't feel like I had a whole lot of issues, except for that the demo was not very realized. Yeah, it was just the Desert Lev. The demo was very, very early build, or like really scrapped down to the very basics. I'm talking in one person's demo, I even seen a Doshiguma, you know, like hang in the air and then just like start floating away into the sky. Like some super bad glitch, like out of a Bethesda game. I'm not kidding. Like it, and some people, get this. Some people, the game glitched out. Oh, I saw Concord. Dude, Concord is such a rip already. That's crazy. Yeah, I did see that, Ishtar. It's bad. It was sometimes so bad for some like that. You saw that just now? Whoever zipped by? Dude, it was like that. And then sometimes like Doshiguma in my first hunt, by the way, like I'm trying to do like the greatsword charge counter and Doshiguma's coming at me like this, right? Like, and then Doshiguma's just like this, like sitting there for like 3 seconds. Meanwhile, I'm still moving around and it didn't snap to where it should have been. It just froze. And then if you didn't beat Doshiguma and you didn't run out of time in your quest, there was another way that you could end your demo and get the commemorative pin anyways. Well, maybe not something that you would do yourself, but if your game crashed, like if it all crashed between your little like LAN party and there were disconnects, you were done with the demo. They're like, oh, sorry guys, technical issues. Here's your guys' pin. Have a good one. Which I get. It was really unfortunate to those that happened. I understand from the Capcom staff side of things, the lines are really bad, and giving people a whole 30 minutes to maybe play the demo is a lot of time. Yeah, Lev, it was unfair, but I don't think there's anything they can do about that. Yeah. So when I was at PAX, we got a huge influx of members. And those are the people I met. I was like, yeah, guys, have a Discord and stuff. And they're like, oh, we'll join it. That's why we hit 900 members the other day, thanks to those like cool friends I met. You know, some of the people that did get that disconnect, if it was in like the first 3 minutes, they didn't. They kind of did it on a case by case basis. They were like, hold tight, guys, we'll get this fixed, and then we'll give you another run. But for those who did get a good like 10 minutes, they said, nah, sorry guys. They were trying their best. The staff were trying their best, honestly. I don't know what I would have done in that situation. There was just too many people who wanted to play Monster Hunter Wilds. So, you know. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. They were trying their best. But I'm just trying to say, like, that's relevant to talking about me saying that was what the demo was like. Like it was really... very unpolished, even though I can understand how the game might have felt more polished in some certain scenarios. The demo itself was a very, very early tailor-made build specifically for PAX or maybe Gamescom. I think it was the same demo that had a lot of issues, unfortunately. Otherwise, I thought demo was pretty fun. I'm very excited. I think this is pretty much all the thoughts I had. Gunland seems broken. I hope it stays that way. And Hunting Horn felt better. And like World Hunting Horn, just better, more quality of life. But good quality of life, not like detrimental quality of life. Greatsword felt the same. If anything, might have felt a little weaker than other Greatsword iterations. But, you know, like Wake Up TCS was the same. And Sword and Shield felt a little bit more different, but still maintained the core flow of I'm a jack of all trades, hunter who can do anything. Sacred mounting felt a little weird. I don't like the quality of life where you just let it run to your destination, although I get it. You want to sharpen, eat some Doritos in real life while you're waiting for that to happen. Mounting felt completely different, but was obviously inspired off of World. The map felt like Wildspire Waste, really big, different areas, a lot of empty space, but I kind of like that with ledges for like ledge cheesing and all that kind of good stuff, just like from Monster Hunter World. And the radial menu felt the same as well. And Ghillie Mantle is basically exactly the same too. Like mantles are exactly the same. You use your mantle, and then you have the wire stuff on you that completely ruins your drip. And there's no getting around that except for the mods on PC. But who knows about mods on PC? Because I don't know if that's going to be allowed. I think that's my ending thoughts, probably. I'm probably going to chop this up and turn this into a video. I was thinking about making a video, but I think this is probably the best way to do it, actually. Yap domain expansion. This is the domain. Yapping is fun. I think, yeah, I like when people yap. I'm a big yap enjoyer. Yeah, Tokyo Game Show is on September 26th. It's going to be in the early morning, for me at least. They're going to have Monster Hunter Wilds there at a watch-along online program. And about 3 weeks from now, we're going to be doing a watch-along for that. And if they do not show up the release date there, I'm going to be extremely thrown for a loop, I think. Did Monster Hunter World have a playable? They did not have a Monster Hunter World playable demo. That was probably my only gripe with the whole convention. Yeah, that felt kind of bad. Bye.